Welcome traders. In this video, we're going to go over today's trading session. We are currently looking at ES, and the time frame we are looking at is the 2000 tick chart. Now, the only supportive indicator I use is the 21 EMA, which is this purple line, which is oscillating up and down. And other than that, I solely rely on price action to look for high probability setups. Now, if we zoom out, we can see in the pre-market session, we have one leg up followed by some broad price action with a break and a new high. And what I have drawn is the resistance of the pre-market as well as the support. Now, these key levels have an important role because during the trading session, we can see the type of reaction we get from them. And sometimes, like in this pre-market session, we were in a range where we were held in between the resistance and the support. Now, later on, if price breaks out of either of these key levels, and either if it has a failed breakout or a continuation, that is what gives us more bias on which direction the market is heading. Now, after this break and a new high of this uptrend, the market stayed within this range. As you can see, price touched the resistance, touched the support, and now it is a healthy range which is bouncing off both sides. Now, right after the open, we started trending higher. Now, as you can see, we are forming a bullish imbalance, meaning price is trending higher with a series of higher highs and higher lows. Now, it is an imbalance because it isn't really that clean. As you can see, the EMA is in the middle of these bars, but we are slowly but surely working higher. Now, after the bell, I waited a few minutes for price and volatility to slow down. And this is where I drew this uptrend starting from this lowest pivot, and I lined it geometrically with the market. And as you can see, it fits great. We have some confirmations. There isn't too much space. And this is the trend that we are working with. Now, we started working higher. We broke above this resistance. This resistance now turned into a support. And this gave me the confidence and the confirmation that this trend is surely in play and it is safe for me to look for long opportunities. Now, this is the area where I started looking for my long opportunities. And what we initially do is we start counting from the recent high and we look either for a second entry long, or we wait for the bearish correction to play out and then we look for either a higher low or a reversal pattern. Now, looking at this recent high pivot, we wait for the bearish correction to play out and we had a break and a new low of it. So now we are safe to look for long opportunities. Now, and let me mark this, forgot to edit it. After we had a break and a new low, you can see we clearly pushed above the EMA. We had a nice reclaim and we formed a higher low. Now, this higher low does have a little bit of a stem on top, but as you can see, the body is the most important thing. You know, the wicks do the damage and the bodies tell the story. And as you can see, this was a strong close above EMA, full bodied candle with a small wick. So it's a small nuisance. I wouldn't give it too much attention. This is the first high probability setup of the day. It's a higher low. We are anticipating price to reach that recent high and to continue trending until price breaks this trend line and a new extreme is made. So this is the first setup that I took for the day. Great higher low, pushed above EMA, and it set up, closed nicely above. And as you can see, we worked higher. It didn't even come near the stop loss. Now the stop loss goes a quarter below the entry bar. So this is the entry bar. From the bottom of it, we put it a quarter below it. And as you can see, we didn't even come near it. And this was the first high probability setup. Then we pushed higher and we're still looking to take long opportunities because this trend is still live, right? This trend hasn't broken. Once it breaks below it strongly, and then we push and we make a new high, or as I like to call a new extreme, then we can pause looking to go long. But for the time being, this trend is still alive. We have a little small break here, but I wouldn't really pay it no mind. It's not a very strong break where, you know, bears broke this structure completely. It's just a small little tag of the bottom trend line. So same thing we did previously, we're going to look for a second entry long at the EMA. Now counting from this recent high, we have a new high, first entry long, pullback, second entry long. The bearish correction played out. Now, this is called an EMA wick trap. And what it essentially is when we're counting entries from the top, we want to see the EMA being tested. Because if we get in too early and the EMA isn't tested, there's a chance that the bears will try and test it one more time before price drives higher. Now you can see, and let me zoom in, this wick barely touched the EMA. The body's far from the EMA as well. So this doesn't give you the confidence to show that, there was a bearish depletion, the bears are out of the way, and we can expect a strong bullish, continuation. So I'll label it as a second entry long, but we're going to make this entry yellow. Yellow meaning, it's a cautious setup. I would say it's like a C plus setup. It's not that great. I personally skipped it. So then, as you can see, we barely pushed higher, and then this was the real stronger correction. We ended up tagging the trend line and pushed higher. There was no other setup. As you can see, there is no higher low here. And then we continued pushing higher and respecting this structure. Same thing here. We're waiting for a second entry long. We only had a first entry. Started going a little sideways. This was during lunchtime. The volatility usually dies out a bit. I actually was on my break during this time. Then here, same thing. We're working higher. As you can see, we're still looking for second entries or reversal patterns or higher lows after the bearish correction plays out. This correction played out. We had a break, new low. This would be great if we had a higher low setup here. We didn't. Pushed back below, and this was another significant push higher, right? But as you can see here, and let me just label it right around this area, and we'll put a big, red circle so you guys can understand the area I'm talking about. We had a very strong uptrend, and this bearish correction broke structure, right? Earlier, this was just a tag. It was very small, but as you can see, this is a very strong push, and we broke the structure of the uptrend. So once that happens, we are still expecting price to test a new high, but once it does, now we have to pause looking to go long. So we broke the structure, we made a new high. Now we must pause looking to go long, and we can expect three things to happen: reversal, continuation, or we can expect a consolidation. So as you can see, as soon as we made a new high, we had a very strong downtrend, leg down. And I actually was looking for a short position because this uptrend was, you know, was trending higher throughout the day, but it wasn't insanely strong. Usually when it's around 70 points up, 80 points up, you can be more cautious and avoid looking for shorts. But, we had a break, new high, so it's safe to look for a short, of course, after the bullish correction plays out. But as you can see, as I'm waiting for the bullish correction to play out, because I'm not entering blindly, we had a significant push higher, and this was a very strong push. So once I saw this and we retraced this downtrend, and you could always use the Fibonacci retracement, and once you see a trend retraced over 50, 60%, 60% for me is that magic number, you can delete that trend and respect the new channel, right? So we're going to delete this downtrend. We did trend higher all day. We have a significant push up, so we can continue looking for longs, but we are only playing the short end trends. We're not drawing anything wider. Even if we did look for anything wider, it doesn't even fit. So we're just playing the short and uptrends. So I'm looking for a long, right, to make a new extreme for this channel right here. Now, if you zoom out, it looks like two legs down. We have new high, first entry long, pullback, second entry long, and this is actually a hidden double trap, right? So bears got trapped 3 times, right? because this was their first attempt. Short, failed. Second attempt, failed. This is the third. So all these bears got trapped. This is our second entry long, first entry long, second entry long. Pull back, double trap. This is the ultimate confirmation setup. Great high probability setup. These are my favorite. Holding above EMA, creating a small support, as you can see. So these are my favorite, and I ended up as well taking this trade, and we had a nice runner, about 8 points, which is great in the afternoon session when typically there is low volume. So we had a break and a new high. Um, Once I saw this, once again I have to pause looking to go longs unless we have a stronger continuation. But as you can see, after making the new high with a second leg up, we ended up reversing again. I wasn't looking for any short setups just because at this point we were trending higher throughout the day. So you can definitely anticipate a continuation unless we have a very strong downtrend in play. I would reconsider. But then again, it is getting late now. We are not even 15 minutes before the close, and this downtrend had a break in a new low, and now the market is closed. So we had some great setups today. There was setups in the morning as well as the afternoon. So if you missed any morning setups, you still had the afternoon to take the opportunity to find other trades. This was my first trade of the day. Great higher low. Counting from this uptrend, we had a higher low after the bearish correction played out. We had this second entry long here. Wasn't a fan. We really didn't test the EMA. And as you can see, unless you scalped only for 2 points, it would have been a losing trade. Oh no, it was actually, if you did a limit order, it would have been around 3 points. Yeah, not bad. But I wasn't a fan. Then lunchtime came. We had some broad, choppy price action. This bigger channel had a break in a new high. We ended up having another push higher. Continuation of this uptrend. Second trade I took, double trap, 2 legs down, support being made, trapping all the bears. Quick and easy trade. And then market started correcting a bit, and then the market closed. So these were the trades for today. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. And like I always say, guys, if you haven't caught anything during the day, don't chase. Quality over quantity all the time. And if you guys are new to this, it is a learning process, so you have to be patient. We all started from somewhere. You can't compare yourself to others. With trading, it is linear, so you can't compare to somebody who learned, within a year and it's taking you two. Take it at your own pace, and this is a trait that you must perfect. See you guys in the next video. Take care.